Hi everyone, it's Mitch from SportsChatPlace.com and here with your Kentucky Derby picks as of May 3rd, 2012. Of course, with the run for the roses, these picks can change in a hurry, but as of right now, these are the ones that I'm leaning on. I always get a ton of emails, tons of posts in the forum about who I like in the Kentucky Derby. That's because I have a pretty good record when it comes to picking the ponies, so I'll be telling you where I'm leaning right now, and of course, as we get closer to the race over the next couple of days, I'll give you my rock-solid picks going into Saturday as well. But of course, if you want free picks and write-ups each and every day, we got them at SportsChatPlace.com. And for my best bets, our staff's best bets, picks from some of the top handicappers in the world today, get them all at SportsChatPlace.com Premium and Premium Plus. Start winning today. Get on board with SportsChatPlace.com Premium and Premium Plus. So let's get right on into the Kentucky Derby. And I think that post-position draw, I think that had a lot to do with the way things are going to shape up. I really like Union Rags. I think Union Rags is just a beautiful horse, and really, you know, if all things are equal in a horse race, which they never are, Union Rags is probably the best horse in this field. The problem here are a few with Union Rags. One is the price. I think we're going to have to pay up for Union Rags. And the other is that Union Rags, when it has gotten into trouble in the past and in the Florida Derby, and when he got into trouble and he had nowhere to go, he wasn't able to find a way out. Can only hope that if we're going to back Union Rags when all is said and done, that Union Rags is going to be able to get out of trouble, because with that sort of inside post position and a lot of very good horses right around him, you know, he's definitely going to have his work cut out for him. One of the other horses that everyone's going to be looking at here is Bodemeister. Bodemeister ran away with the Arkansas Derby by 9.5 lengths, of course named after Bob Baffert's son, Bodie. You know, world-class trainers don't just name any horse after their son, so you got to think that Baffert really, you know, have thought big things about Bodemeister all along, and so far, you know, in Arkansas we saw that. The problem with Bodemeister, he's going to be out on the front end. I don't like the post position that he has for a horse that likes the front end. And, you know, the other thing is that I don't really want to pay up this kind of price for a horse that never ran as a 3-year-old or as a 2-year-old, because horses that never ran as a 2-year-old do not have a very good record in the Kentucky Derby. Of course, one of the horses that everyone knows that I love is Hansen. Why do I like Hansen so much? Well, I won a ton of money on him in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile when he held off Union Rags at this very same track at Churchill Downs. The thing about the track that day at Churchill Downs, though, is that there were certain parts of the track that were very good, certain parts of the track that weren't very good, and I think we're going to see more of an even track here. I really like the price we're getting on Hansen. He's double digits right now. He's 10-1. I think it's possible that he could even go higher. Hansen got a very favorable post position draw at post 14. He has a lot of the speed to the inside of him, so he's going to be able to see that speed and keep an eye on that speed and track that speed and not really have to look over his shoulder at the speed like Bodemeister is going to have to do, another horse that also likes the front end. Now we got a couple of closers here. Sabercat and Rousing Sermon. These are true closers, and in this field, you know, if there is speed on the front end, which there's definitely going to be with Trinneberg in there, and Trinneberg is an absolute throwout. It's a horse that we'll be watching for the Breeders' Cup in the fall, because it's a great sprinter, but has no really place in this Kentucky Derby. But what he has what he's going to probably do is mess up this race for a lot of horses, because he's going to go way out to the front, and we have a few horses like Hansen, like Bodemeister, that like to be on the front end, and it'll be interesting to see how that sets up, especially with Bodemeister being on the inside of him, having to look over his shoulder at what Trinneberg does at the start. But Hansen has him right on the inside, exactly where he wants him to be if you're that type of horse. So, you know, Trinneberg's the throw, but I think if we do see this big speed duel on the front end, and we do see horses like Creative Cause and Union Rags trying to stalk and stay with these horses up front, that it's very possible that there's some burnouts. And we saw that in like the Breeders' Cup Mile at Churchill Downs in the fall, where horses came from way off the pace. I'm talking about from the parking lot. And if it's a horse that's going to come off the parking lot, well, come out of the parking lot. Rousing Sermon and Sabercat are two horses that is their style. They came from way off the pace. We're going to see these horses look like they are dead out of this race, and whether they catch up through this gigantic field, well, that'll be another story. true closers rarely ever make it in Churchill Downs because there's just way too much, or in the Kentucky Derby, because there's just way too much traffic. But we'll see how the track is setting up, and we'll have a better idea of this on after Friday when we see the Kentucky Oaks Day, which of course I'll be watching the entire card on that day as well. A couple other horses take charge. Indy, he's on the inside. Calvin Burrell, the jockey, of course, Calvin Borrell, loves the inside. They say it's basic geometry. The shortest way around the track is on the inside. So, with Calvin, obviously in the Kentucky Derby and his record recently, tough to throw him out, but I don't really like him as much as some of the other horses. So the way I'm looking at it right now, I like Hanson, I like Union Rags, and maybe throw in a couple of these closers, Rousing Sermon and Sabercat, to round out my trifecta. I'll be back with an update tomorrow on my Kentucky Derby picks. This is Mitch from SportsChatPlace.com. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to check out all of our free sports picks, write-ups in action at SportsChatPlace.com. And for my best bets, our staff's best bets, picks from some of the top handicappers in the world today, get it all at SportsChatPlace.com. Premium and Premium Plus. Start winning today. This is Mitch. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow with some more Kentucky Derby analysis.